The process of making good alginate impressions begins with good selection tray. Here I'm demonstrating on the cast to show you how we actually select the proper size of the tray. Note that there needs to be 3 to 6 millimeters spacer between the tray and the teeth. The tray size here appears appropriate, however, we have some gaps. You can see that the tray is hitting on the buccal surface. In addition, there is a gap between the inner surface of the tray and the palatal vault. As you can notice, the palate is actually very high. These trays are actually thermoplastic, so we need actually to enlarge the tray on the buccal side and add some utility wax to fill in that gap, because alginate cannot support itself. So here I'm using the alcohol torch and heating the tray while keeping a denture bowl with warm water or cold water inside so that I can cool my fingertips and cool the tray while doing the adjustment, and see how the tray or the plastic material is being molded, so you can enlarge it on the buccal vestibule, making it larger from that side. Again, see the difference now between the adjusted and the unadjusted side. You can also see the difference from looking backwards. And now see how the fit is improved on the cast. Now it's time to adjust the palette. Begin by drying the tray properly, because utility wax will not stick to a wet tray. Utility wax is a versatile material that could be used for a number of applications in the dental office. It is supplied in a form of ropes, which can be shaped by your hands with no need for an external heat source. Shape the material into a small dome shape and then add it to the palatal surface of the tray, which will lift the palate up to compensate for that negative space you just saw on the between the palate and the surface of the tray. Now see how the utility wax has taken the shape of the palette, and then now this will provide support for the alginate impression when you come to take it. The next step is to adjust the borders of the tray. The borders of the tray needs to extend all the way to the full depth of the vestibule. If your tray is any shorter than that, then again use a rope of the utility wax and then adjust it or fit it on the tray itself. It will stick easily if the tray is dry. If there is any moisture or water on the tray, it will not stick, so just make sure that it's fully dry before you apply the rope of utility wax. The lower tray could be short or underextended in the most distal or the most posterior area. So here you could also add utility wax. In addition, if the patient has lingual tori, you could do the same adjustment that we did on the buccal tray, except you do it here on the lingual side by widening or expanding the lingual flanges of the tray to accommodate the distal extension area. Then apply tray adhesive to the surface of the tray. This is essential so that when you take the tray out of the patient's mouth, the the alginate will not separate from the surface of the tray. So you apply it by keeping the nozzle of the tray adhesive about 14 centimeters away from the surface of the tray, and then you just do a very gentle spray. No need to overspray it. Now wait for it to completely dry, and then you're ready to mix the alginate. The alginate package will have all the necessary information regarding the water powder ratio, mixing time, working time, oral cavity time, and the definitive setting time of the material. So make sure you have a look at these, and then use the measuring cups that are provided with the material itself. Use a plastic spatula and a rubber bowl and see the ergonomic design of the spatula, and this is the way that you need to hold it. Fluff out the alginate on the surface, making sure that it's not condensed into the measuring cup. You'll need 3 scoops of alginate and 3 scoops of water to make the upper impression. Start by wetting the particles, and then once they're all wet, begin by pushing them against the walls of the rubber bowl. That's why you need a rubber bowl that's flexible, so that you can push the material against the walls, making sure that you have a smooth texture with no grains and no air bubbles. Load the alginate on the upper tray, keeping all the excess material towards the labial side of the tray, so that when you make the impression, any excess will not go back to the palate, causing gag reflex. Put the patient in an upright position and seat the tray in 3 steps. Retract, rotate the tray, and then seat it into place. Fully retract the upper lip, as you can see, and then rotate it backwards and then upwards. The material sets in about 40 seconds, so once fully set, try to break the seal from the distobuccal area. To make the lower impression, you'll need 2 scoops of powder and 2 scoops of water. Similarly, begin by wetting the particles and then pushing the material against the walls of the rubber bowl. Load the alginate material in 2 halves into the impression, from the lingual side to the labial side. This time stand in front of the patient, retract the cheeks, rotate the tray, and seat it into place. You need to fully retract the lower lip so that you can see the alginate coming from the labial vestibule. Once the material is fully set, snap it out of its position, then clean the impression, disinfect it, and send it to the lab to be poured.